Looks like it's not. There we go. Okay, so good evening, everybody. Welcome along. Episode 140. We are ready to start, and yes, you should all be able to hear me now. We've got the usual rundown of 3 quiz rounds and game show rounds tonight, and they're going to kick off with the kids' question. But yes, episode 140, nearly at another milestone of 150 episodes. I'm excited to build towards that now. So, hi to Jodie's just popped up in the chat. I know Andy's watching as well. Andy says that he's warned me already the Oxford United are playing tonight. So he's going to have to split his attention to make sure he keeps an eye on his team. A big game this evening. Fingers crossed for them. We have got Sue and the Donuts watching along. We've got Pete and the Britzillians here. And Lisa saying hello from Greece as well this evening. Wow, how is it over there? That sounds amazing. So yeah, thank you all very much for joining in, and I hope you're all well. With that said, we're going to move on to... Oh yes, there's Jew in the chat as well. Millie and Mike are here too. Good stuff. We've got a great turnout tonight. So let's crack on then. We've got the kids' question to kick the show off. This question, you can earn yourselves some bonus points to add on to your tally for any of the 3 quiz rounds we're about to go through tonight. So let's go over to that now. And we have got both the kids tonight. Ruben is there, I assure you. He's just hiding.
It's me. Ah!
Pete, listen, look at this. Pete says, got you on a 5K monitor tonight, clearer than on a phone. Amazing. That's awesome. On the big screen. Yes, much better than being on a phone, I'm sure. Right, so there is a question that's going to come up on the screen now. The kids will be reading that out and the answers. You'll have multiple choice. A, B, C, or D this evening. If you get it right, and then you can have 2 extra points to add on to your score. Did I say 2 points? I think we're doing 2 points tonight. I've said it now, haven't I? So, Ruben, if you read it out, and then, because this is something that Ruben and I worked out, and then Abby can reveal the answer and talk about who's won.
Like 2 other options for this. Took so long.
We did, and you need to guess this in the comments, okay? We don't often do that, but for this question, you do. So there's the question, and I'll bring up a picture to go with it.
In what year was the original Pong game released?
Was it
A, 1970, B, 1972, C, 1974, or D? I just lost it there.
D.
That was
No, 19.
Yeah, 1976.
1976.
So, A, B, C, or D in the comments, please, everybody. Let's see some guesses coming in, and if you get it right, you can have those bonus points, and you can add that onto your score for any of the upcoming 3 quiz rounds to give you a little boost if you need it.
I want to get rid of that thing.
Well, we've got the chat here as well, so yeah, but I'll take the picture away now so we can see the chat on screen too.
Everyone can see the answer clearly.
It looks like we've got some guesses coming in. So we've got Jew saying C, Pete's going with A, Sue's gone with C, Jason's in the chat as well, he's gone with D, Jodie and Lisa and Andy have gone with B. Andy says it's my year of birth, but I'm drawn to A. Oh, okay. Interesting. And Geraldine's there in the chat as well. She's gone with B. Interesting stuff. We've got a good mix of guesses then. Any others? Feel free. I'm about to reveal the answer. So, Abby, in a moment, I want you to tell everybody that that is the answer. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, the answer is...
B!
Hey, should have gone with your instinct.
Yes. Never mind if you were going to say B and
when
didn't.
I second guess myself because I'm always wrong.
1972.
Good man.
So, Abby, let's say well done to who's the winners. We've got Millie. Yeah, and
Lisa.
And not Andy, unfortunately. And
Gabby.
Geraldine. That's Geraldine, yeah.
That's Gabby.
No, she's not here tonight. Millie. Scroll up. Oh, yes, Jodie as well. Yes. Sorry, well done.
Eyes.
Yes. There was another one that just snuck in there as well. Yeah. Excellent. So we've got several of you that have got bonus points tonight. Very good. So yes, make a note of that then. Andy says that'll teach me. Very good. Yes. Well, hopefully you'll have better luck in the football you're watching tonight and also for the rest of the quiz. So thank you very much, kids. Much appreciated as always. And everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Peace.
Right, okay, so we've got 3 quiz rounds then on screen. The subject's down the bottom there. So we're going to do, first of all, a quiz on quizzes. So if you're a fan of TV quiz shows, you're in luck tonight. We've done one of those before, but this is a different one. Similar kind of thing, but a different round of questions. Been a while since we've done a quiz on quizzes. We've then got a geography round. We've done many of those before. Geography round will be second. Then round 3 is a right bunch of Charlies. Basically, it'll be a potluck round, general knowledge, with the theme of Charlie connecting everything, or Charles connecting everything together. So a real good mix of questions there. And then we'll get into our game shows round, which will be tonight. We're going to do Our Survey Says, our usual one question of Our Survey Says, and we've got Catchphrase back tonight. We did Our Survey Says and Tenable, our top 10 questions last week. This time we're going to do Catchphrase. So I've got 3 brand new catchphrases for you to play with quiz questions to go with it. There's also Countdown Conundrum on screen now. Don't put any more guesses in the comments for these 3 quiz rounds. Feel free to chat, but don't put any more guesses in the comments. So you keep that to yourself now. I'll read out 15 questions. I'll then do any repeats if you need them. We'll then go through the answers. You tally up your scores and tell me in the comments how many points you got, if you want to. And also along with a team name, if it's not one I'm familiar with already, if there's anybody new watching, if you haven't told me yet. And then I'll refer to you as your team name as we go through, as you may have heard me do already. So that's that. Let's crack on, shall we? This is the quiz on quizzes. 15 questions, 1 point for each correct answer, unless otherwise stated. And question number 1 is for 2 points. Who are the 2 hosts of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Who are the 2 hosts of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? This is in the UK version of the show, of course. Who are the 2 hosts? 1 point for each, the original and the current one. Okay, question number 2 now. What is the name of the TV quiz show hosted by Warwick Davis? What is the name of the TV quiz show hosted by Warwick Davis? Excuse me. Question number 3 now. Question 3. Who was the original question master on Have I Got News for You? Who was the original question master on Have I Got News for You? Question number 4 now. Question 4. What was the name of the chap who loaded the crossbow on the golden shot? There's an old one for you. What was the name of the chap who loaded the crossbow on the golden shot? Right. Question number 5 now. Question 5. Which 3 team captains have featured on the most episodes of 8 out of 10 Cats? Blimey, that's even before my time. Yes, Andy. Well, before and when you were very young. Yeah. It ran from 67 to 75. So, yeah. Before my time. It's good quiz knowledge, though. It has popped up a few times in the past. Question 5 again. Which 3 team captains have featured in the most episodes of 8 out of 10 Cats? That'll be 1 point for each there, of course. Question number 6 now. Question 6. Can I have a P, please, Bob? Was a phrase heard in which TV quiz? Patreon members will be all too familiar with that one. Can I have a P, please, Bob? Was a phrase heard in which TV quiz? Where's Martin when you need him? Hey. Okay, question number 7 now. Question 7. Which TV quiz is currently hosted by Ben Shepherd on ITV? Which TV quiz is currently hosted by Ben Shepherd on ITV? Question 8 now for 2 points. Which 2 men were the original hosts on BBC TV's Pointless? Which 2 men were the original hosts on BBC TV's Pointless? Question number 9 now. Question 9. Which famous quiz show was described as the quiz of the week? Tragically, it's not this one. Which famous quiz show was described as the quiz of the week? Oh, Andy's got the conundrum. Very good. No spoilers. No spoilers. I think they are quite tricky ones again tonight. I think we've done all the easy 9-letter words in all the times we've done these. Maybe you'll think differently. Question number 10 now. Question 10. What are these famous chasers' nicknames? Jenny Ryan, Sean Wallace, and Dara Ennis. What are these famous chasers' nicknames? Jenny Ryan, Sean Wallace, and Dara Ennis. So 3 points there if you can work out their nicknames on the chase. Question 11. Which TV series was the first to say, "Come on down"? Which TV series was the first to say, "Come on down"? Question 12 now. Question 12. Which trio currently present Channel 4's Countdown? Which trio currently present Channel 4's Countdown? Another 3 points for that one. Remember, at the end of the round, if I've gone through these too quickly, you can ask me for any repeats you like. Question 13. Question 13. Which BBC quiz had rounds such as the answers in the question, highbrow, lowbrow, and dim sums? Which BBC quiz had rounds such as the answers in the question, highbrow, lowbrow, and dim sums? And question 14 now for 3 points. Noel Edmonds was the quizmaster in which 3 TV shows? Noel Edmonds was the host, I'll say host or quizmaster, in which 3 TV shows, because one of them isn't technically a quiz show, but it is a game show. I think you know where I'm going with this if you're familiar with his work. So 1 point for each. And finally, question 15. Which 4 regular panellists have featured in the most episodes of Have I Got News for You? Which 4 regular panellists have featured in the most episodes of Have I Got News for You? That's outside the usual 3, the host and the 2 team captains, if you like, that are on every episode anyway. But we're talking about all the other guests. Who's been on it the most? Top 4 people. 1 point for each. That might take a bit of thinking time, in fairness. I'll be very impressed if you manage to get all 4 of those. That is a tricky question. But that is also the end of the round. So if you have any repeats you would like me to make, please let me know in the comments now which numbers you want me to say again. And that will give everybody a bit more thinking time as well. Along the bottom, of course, there is that countdown conundrum. If you haven't worked that out yet, you've got a little bit more time. I will reveal the answer to that once we've done all the answers to the questions. And then when we've seen how many points you've got for this round, again, I hope to see those in the comments. We'll move on to the next round, which will be a geography quiz round, something you're much more familiar with if you're a regular of the show. Right, Sue and the Donuts have asked for 15 again. So, which 4 regular panellists have featured in the most episodes of Have I Got News for You? So, by panellists, we mean the guests that come on either team. Don't mean the 2 that are the captains who are on every episode anyway. We're talking about the guests that come on, but they are regular guests. I actually think some of them have hosted as well. I'm pretty sure some of these, yeah, definitely at least 2 of these have hosted as well. So that might narrow it down a bit for you. But they have appeared in the most episodes other than the usual 3. All right, any more 4 repeats? Let me know. We shall go through the answers in just a moment. To give you a little bit more thinking time, if there's anybody new watching, in the description of every video I post, there is a link which will take you to a list of all the places where you can find me across social media and support me for what I do here on Big Quiz Night In. So if you are interested, if you are on any other kinds of social media, then you will certainly find, I'm sure, Big Quiz Night In there, and the links are in that beacon link in the description of every video, or just go to a social media app and look up Big Quiz Night In. Chances are it'll be me. I can't imagine it'd be anybody else with that name. Let me know if you find a different one that is exactly that. I had an issue recently where a certain venue that I work at kept tagging the wrong quiz pages every time they said I was working there that night. It's not going down well. It's the wrong page. It wasn't even named the same. It was different. And they kept saying it was me. It's like, no, that's not me. It's fixed now, but it was funny. Okay, let's go through the answers then. So mark your own. Let me know how many points you got at the end. If you have got the kids' question bonus points there to use, 2 points you can use this evening. You can bang that onto the end of your score so that you can boost yourself up points-wise by an extra 2 points, and it's 2 points for Countdown Conundrum. So that's 4 potential more points you could have in this round, but you can only use the kids' bonus once. Question 1. The 2 hosts of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire are Jeremy Clarkson and Chris Tarrant. Originally it was Chris Tarrant, and then Jeremy Clarkson took over. Question 2. The name of the TV quiz show that's hosted by Warwick Davis. I mentioned it earlier on because we sometimes do our own version on this show. It's Tenable. Question 3. The original question master on Have I Got News For You was Angus Deaton. Question 4. The name of the chap who loaded the crossbow on the golden shot was Bernie, made famous by the phrase Bernie the Bolt. Question 5. Which 3 team captains have featured in the most episodes of 8 out of 10 Cats? It is Sean Locke, rest in peace, John Richardson, and Jason Manford. Question 6. Can I have a pee please, Bob? Was a phrase heard in which TV quiz? That was on Blockbusters. Question 7. Which TV quiz is currently hosted by Ben Shepherd on ITV? That is Tipping Point. I watched that a fair bit, actually. I tend to take a later lunch break working from home so that I can watch an episode of that sometimes on my lunch break. It's pretty good. I do like it. Question 8. Which 2 men were the original hosts on BBC TV's Pointless? That is Alexander Armstrong and Richard Osman. Although I think Richard's left now, hasn't he? Question 9. Which famous quiz show was described as the Quiz of the Week? That was called the Sale of the Century. Question 10. What are these famous chasers' nicknames? Jenny Ryan, Sean Wallace and Dara Ennis. Jenny Ryan is the Vixen, Sean Wallace is the Dark Destroyer, and Dara Ennis is the Menace. Dara the Menace Ennis. I think at least 2 of them are on TikTok, actually. They make some quite fun content. Question 11. Which TV series was the first to say, "Come on down"? That is on The Price is Right. Question 12. Which trio currently present Channel 4's Countdown? That is Colin Murray is the host, Rachel Riley on the letters and numbers, and Susie Dent in Dictionary Corner. So Colin Murray, Rachel Riley, Susie Dent for 3 points. Question 13. Which BBC quiz has rounds such as the answers in the question, highbrow, lowbrow, and dim sums? That is Richard Osman's House of Games. Question 14. Noel Edmonds was the quizmaster in which 3 TV shows? It was Teleaddicts, Deal or No Deal, that's the game show one I mentioned, and then Are You Smarter Than a 10-Year-Old? He did as well. Question 15. Which 4 regular panellists have featured in the most episodes of Have I Got News For You? It's Alexander Armstrong, Joe Brand, Victoria Corin Mitchell, and Andy Hamilton for 4 points. Right, the answer to the Countdown Conundrum for round 1 is staunchly. So 2 points for that. 2 points if you got the kids' question right and you want to use it in this round. If you think this will be the round that you get the lowest score in, add it on to this one, and then let me know in the comments how many points you got before we then move on to our geography round. Round number 2. Again, if anybody's new watching along tonight, those 3 quiz rounds are always different. I'm always rotating and changing the subjects. So if there's a round tonight you weren't a fan of, chances are next week you'll be enjoying a completely different set of rounds, and it'll all be fine. Juice says it's 12 for Ant and Pete. She's not involved in that one. Some of the Brazilians got 12 points. Well done. Got 4 wrong, Lisa says, but got the conundrum right. Okay, that's putting you at a pretty good score then. Nice. The donut scored 22. No conundrum. That was tricky. I said that one was quite tricky. I think, in fact, as I said, all 3 I think are quite tricky. Right, Jodie's got 16 plus the 2 there. She's adding on 15 for Jace's Faces. Good team name. I like it. 18 points for Geraldine, well done. 19 plus the 2 points for Andy for the conundrum, so 21 points for me. That's a good score as well. Keep your comments coming in. If we move on to the next page, they will still be there. I will still see them. So do keep posting your comments if you haven't done already. Me and Will smash it, not, he says. In fairness, it's quite a tricky round. There's some tough questions there. So good to see some good scores. All right, let's move on to the next round, our geography round. But remember, you can post your scores if you haven't done so already. Me and Ant will smash it, not. Yes, I thought that might be what you meant. Okay, so we go on to the geography round then. So same principle again, 15 questions, multiple points available for some of these ones, and we shall see how well you do. There is another conundrum underneath me, so feel free to work that out. Another 2 points for that one, and the kids bonus if you haven't used it already. So let's crack on, shall we? Question number 1 then. In which American city could you find Graceland? 9 points for Mike and Millie, well done. I did say it's a pretty tricky round in fairness. Some of them are about very old quizzes and things. That's the thing, when I do these in pub quizzes, the age range is wild. It's always so vast. The amount of different people that could come into it. So the questions therefore have to normally cover quite a wide range of different ages and generations of people, I should say. Okay, yeah, so question number 1, which American city could you find Graceland? Question 2 is for 3 points. Which 3 cities in Germany have the largest populations? Which 3 cities in Germany have the largest populations? You don't need to put them in the right order to get the points. Just name the top 3. Question number 3. Which county in England is home to Stonehenge? Which county in England is home to Stonehenge? Question number 4. What is the name of the largest lake in England? It's actually been in the news very recently, not for very good reasons. What is the name of the largest lake in England? No more clues. I'll mention it once we go through the answers. The largest lake in England, what is its name, for 1 more point? Question 5 now for 3 points. Which Italian cities are served by the airports with the following codes? NAP, VCE, and FCO. For the avoidance of doubt, I'm going to put those codes in the chat. Which Italian cities are served by the airports with the following codes? NAP, VCE, and FCO. 1 point for each again. Right, question number 6 now. Question 6. Easter Island is in which ocean? Easter Island is in which ocean? Question number 7 now. Question 7. Atlanta, Lincoln, and Annapolis are the capital cities of which 3 US states? Oh, we've got Jan in the chat saying, good evening, everyone. Glad I could make it tonight. Wonderful. Great to have you here. Yes, we have got a nice turnout this evening. 15 different devices watching tonight. That is unusual. Normally we get about 10. Normally. That's nice. Welcome along. Great to see some new people here as well. Yeah, 10 different teams of people, not bad. But 15's very good. Okay, so let me just go through that question again. Question 7 was Atlanta, Lincoln, and Annapolis are the capital cities of which 3 US states? 1 point for each. Oh, is there? Yeah, and very briefly talking shop. Send me the link. Send me the link. If I can make it, I will. Oh, Catherine and Tony have just arrived. Sorry to be late. That's okay. Well, we're on question 7, as you may have just heard. Question 7 of geography. Glad you could be here. Right, question number 8. Which country shares the longest border with England? Which country shares the longest border with England? All right, then the next question, question number 9. This is for 3 more points. What are the county towns of Somerset, Suffolk, and Kent? What are the county towns of Somerset, Suffolk, and Kent? So 3 points for that one. And the next question is number 10. On average, which is the shallowest ocean on Earth? On average, which is the shallowest ocean on Earth? That's question 10. This is the life. Friend with a quiz, Kentucky Chicken, Pepsi Max. What more do you want from life? It sounds like a good evening. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Maybe swap the Pepsi for something else. But yeah, generally, sounds like a nice evening. Right, so that was number 10. Question 11 for 3 points. Which American cities can you find in the titles of hit singles by Tony Christie, by Cher, and by Paloma Faith? Which American cities could you find in the titles of hit singles by Tony Christie, by Cher, and by Paloma Faith? Question 12 now. Which is the longest river to run through Liechtenstein? Which is the longest river to run through Liechtenstein? Question number 13 now. Question 13. Which 2 cities in the Netherlands are home to its capital, for 1 point, and its parliament? So what is the capital city and the home of the parliament of the Netherlands? 1 point for each. Question number 14 then. Question 14, the penultimate question in this round. Which 3 countries in the world have the most pyramid sites? Which 3 countries in the world have the most pyramid sites? You don't need to put those in order. I mean, I'll tell you the order, of course, and roughly how many there are, but you just need to name those 3 countries and you'll get up to 3 points for them. Okay, question 15 then, the final question in this round. Which were the 3 most recent countries to play host to a COP climate change conference? So 2023, 2022, and 2021. The 3 countries, the 3 most recent countries to play host to a COP climate change conference. That's the end of that round then. So if you would like to request any repeats of questions, please do that now. Remember, you've got a last few minutes to work out that countdown conundrum down there. 2 extra points for that, and you've got 2 bonus points if you got the kids' question right at the start of the evening. But you can only use it once. So if you've already used it, can't use it again, I'm afraid. Let me know. Who says she was there in 2022? Wow, you should definitely be getting this one right then. At least for that one in the middle. Yes. No clues from me at this point. Well, in fact, no clues at all. Interesting. Okay, looking to see if there's any more repeat requests. Oh, last minute conundrum revelation. Well done, Andy. Very good. Well, there might well be 2 more points coming your way for this then. So I will go through the answers then again, tally up your scores, and again let me know in the comments. So let's see how well you've done. Question number 1. In which American city can you find Graceland? That is in Memphis. Question 2. Which 3 cities in Germany have the largest populations? It is Berlin is the most, then Hamburg, then Munich. You could put them in any order, but 1 point for each. Question 3. Which county in England is home to Stonehenge? It is Wiltshire. Right, question 4. What is the name of the largest lake in England? It is Lake Windermere. Recently been on the news because a certain utility company have been dumping sewage into it again. So, yeah, turns out they're all as bad as each other, it seems. Yeah. Oh, dear. Question 5. Which Italian cities are served by the airports with the following codes? NAP, VCE and FCO. It is Naples for NAP. VCE is Venice and FCO is Rome. Rome Fiumicino Airport. So FCO. Question 6. Easter Island is in which ocean? That's in the Pacific Ocean. Question 7. Atlanta, Lincoln and Annapolis are the capital cities of which 3 US states? That is Georgia, Nebraska and Maryland. Question 8. Which country shares the longest border with England? It is Wales. Question 9. Which are the county towns of Somerset, Suffolk and Kent? It is Taunton, Somerset, Ipswich in Suffolk and Maidstone, Kent. Question 10. On average, which is the shallowest ocean on Earth? It is the Arctic Ocean. Question 11. Which American cities could you find in the titles of hit singles by Tony Christie, by Cher and by Paloma Faith? Tony Christie's Is This the Way to Amarillo? So Amarillo for 1 point. Cher sang Walking in Memphis. She wasn't the only one to have a hit with it, but that's the answer. Memphis for that one. And Paloma Faith, New York City. Question 12. Which is the longest river to run through Liechtenstein? It is the Rhine. R-H-I-N-E. Question 13. Which 2 cities in the Netherlands are home to its capital and its parliament? That is Amsterdam as the capital and The Hague is where the parliament is. Question 14. Which 3 countries in the world have the most pyramid sites? Mexico is in 3rd with 15 sites. Then it's Egypt in 2nd with 138. And then Sudan is number 1 with over 200 pyramid sites. Question 15. Which are the 3 most recent countries to play host to the COP Climate Change Conference? In 2023, it was in the UAE, in Dubai. The year before that, it was in Egypt, in Sharm el-Sheikh. And then in 2021, it was in the UK. It was in Glasgow at that point. Juice says smashed it. Okay, let's see what your score is then. Start adding those scores up. Here is the answer for the Countdown Conundrum. For 2 extra points, semblance. Pyramids and COP are my thing. Very well done, Ju. Impressed. Okay, so yeah, let's see how many points you've got then. Let me know in the comments, see how well you've done this time. As always, we celebrate with those who do well and commiserate with those who don't. But we are just here having fun, really. Doesn't really matter how many you get, but it is interesting to have a conversation about it. 11 plus 2 for Jodie, good. 14 points for Jan, excellent, well played. 16 plus 2 for Andy. What's the time? How's the football going, Andy? What's the score? I assume they've kicked off by now. Ju says 23 points for Brazilians. Is very good. Donut scored 18. No conundrum. That's another tricky one, isn't it? I'm afraid. I'll try and do some easier ones next time. 18 plus 2 for Jace's Faces. Good score. Minus 4 points again. Got conundrum. Got the countdown conundrum right, though. Good. Okay, well done, Lisa. Anybody else care to share their scores? Feel free. Plenty of time to do that. I'm going to flick over to the next screen, though, for our third round of the evening. As I mentioned earlier, it's called A Right Bunch of Charlies, because the entire quiz round is themed around famous Charlie or Charleses, or anything connected to those words, really. 0-0 so far at half-time. Chances at both ends, though. Ooh, cagey. Okay, well, we're keeping everything crossed for you. All right, so let's see. 17 plus Geraldine's bonus of 2. We have joined her now. Oh, good. Yes, okay. Combined forces. It's always better to have a team of people for quizzes if you can. Conundrums are impossible for us foreigners. I can only imagine. Oh, boy. Yeah, well, it's a good job you have a mixture in your team as well. So, yeah. Although you seem to be able to spell big words and speak the language absolutely no problem. So, you know, I'm sure there's going to be some you get at some point. Surely. We've done enough of these now. Anyway, I digress. It's English. Okay, all right. Let's move on then to the next round. So round number 3 is A Right Bunch of Charlies, and there is a new conundrum on screen for you now. Let's see if anybody can work this one out. Yeah, I don't know. I say this is about the same difficulty as the other two, so good luck. 20 for Mike and Millie. Great score. Yes, definitely one of your strong points this round, isn't it? I know, especially with the airport questions as well, you're good with Millie. Anyway, so let's carry on with this round then. So, 15 more questions. Same rules apply. Here we go with question number 1 for 2 points. One of your best ever scores. Wow. I suppose it is. Yeah. Yes, very good. All right, question 1. Which 2 celebrities worked with Charlie Dimmock on Ground Force? Which 2 celebrities worked with Charlie Dimmock on Ground Force? Now, one of these 2 came up in quite a funny question in, was it the last quiz? The last Facebook quiz? It was an April Fool's thing. When was it? It was the Patreon quiz. If you're at the last Patreon quiz, you'll know one of these 2 if you don't know it by the question. I'll remind everybody of it at the end of this round. So, yes, question 1 again. Which 2 celebrities worked with Charlie Dimmock on Ground Force? Of course, 1 point for each. Question number 2. Speaking of airports, but in connection with this theme, what does the acronym CDG stand for in the aviation industry? What does the acronym CDG stand for in the aviation industry? Right, question 3 now. Question 3. What was Charlie's surname in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? What was Charlie's surname in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Question number 4 now. Question 4. Who is known in Scotland as the Duke of Rothesay? Rothesay. Who is known in Scotland as the Duke of Rothesay? Never entirely sure how to say it because there's different ways to pronounce it. I'm going to put the word in the comments so you can see it. I guess it just depends on where you're from. It's one of those words. Oh, Lisa likes the airport questions as well. Good. Well, you're well travelled, it seems, so I suppose you would be. Yeah. It's good trivia. It's kind of like chemical elements and their symbols, because sometimes the letters that symbolise the chemical aren't always the same, like the first two letters of the element. And so it's similar with airports. Sometimes the initials, as we just found out with Rome, the letters aren't necessarily the first three letters of the place. So yeah, similar kind of principle. Makes for good quiz trivia, I believe. Question 5 now. Question 5. Which Charles Dickens novel was left unfinished due to his death? Which Charles Dickens novel was left unfinished due to his death? Right, question number 6 now. Question 6. Charles Saatchi was married to which celebrity chef until their divorce in 2013? Charles Saatchi was married to which celebrity chef until their divorce in 2013? Perhaps I should say celebrity cook there. Maybe that's a bit of a clue. I'm going to change it because I think celebrity cook is probably more accurate. I don't actually think they worked as a chef. Just very famous for their food. Quite rightly so, I would say. Question 7 now. Question 7. Which three acts had UK hits with The Devil Went Down to Georgia, Would I Lie to You, and My Boomerang Won't Come Back? Obviously, keep in mind the theme of the round. Which three acts had UK hits with The Devil Went Down to Georgia, Would I Lie to You, and My Boomerang Won't Come Back? I'm pretty sure that first one, at least, would be very well known across the pond as well. It's a very good song. Question number 8 now. Question 8. What was the name of the book written by Charles Darwin that explained his theory of evolution, published in 1859? What was the name of the book written by Charles Darwin that explained his theory of evolution, published in 1859? Question number 9 now. Question 9. Which Charlie was created by Charles M. Schultz? Which Charlie was created by Charles M. Schultz? All right, question 10 now. Question 10. Which three actors starred in the movies Death Wish, Hot Shots, and The Great Dictator? Three different people there, three different actors, in keeping with the theme of the round. Which three actors starred in the movies Death Wish, Hot Shots, and The Great Dictator? Right, question 11 now. Question 11. Which murderer associated himself with the Beatles song Helter Skelter? Which murderer associated himself with the Beatles song Helter Skelter? Question 12 now. Question 12. Which three actresses played Charlie's Angels on film originally in 2003? Which three actresses played Charlie's Angels on film in 2003? Question 13. Charles Dickens's portrait featured on which English banknote until 2003? Charles Dickens's portrait featured on which English banknote until 2003? Okay, question 14 now. What was the legendary jazz saxophonist Charlie Parker's nickname? What was the legendary jazz saxophonist Charlie Parker's nickname? And finally, question 15, back with Charlie's Angels, but this time, which three actresses played the original Charlie's Angels on TV? That was launched in 1973. Which three actresses played the original Charlie's Angels? 1 point for each again. And that brings us to the end of the round. So last few minutes thinking time, along with the conundrum. 2 extra points if you can get that, and this is the last opportunity you have to use your bonus points if you got the kids question right at the start of the show. So that's 2 points for that one tonight, and 2 points for the conundrum that you can add on to your score. But any more repeats, do let me know, as we are almost ready to move on to the next round. So let's see, does anybody have a question they would like repeated? A little bit more thinking time on something? No, nothing. Okay then, let's go through the answers then for this round. Oh no, Lincoln have scored. Oh, sorry, Andy. Still time, there's still time, be positive. Okay, here we go with the answers then. Question 1, the 2 celebrities that worked with Charlie Dimmock on Ground Force. It's Alan Titchmarsh, who we referenced in the Patreon quiz, and Tommy Walsh for 2 points. Alan Titchmarsh because, quite famously, one of his gardening shows was on TV in North Korea, and they had to blur out his trousers for the entire episode because he was wearing jeans, and you're not allowed to show any kind of typically Western clothing like jeans, any denim at all, on North Korean television. So they had to blur out his trousers for the whole episode. So I did a question about that. Question 2, what does the acronym CDG stand for in the aviation industry? It is the Charles de Gaulle Airport. Question 3, what was Charlie's surname in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? It is Charlie Bucket. Question 4, who is known in Scotland as the Duke of Rothesay? It is Prince William as of 2022. Once Charles ascended to the throne, then Prince William became the Duke of Rothesay. It's basically whoever's next in line in the throne is given that title in Scotland. Question 5, which Charles Dickens novel was left unfinished due to his death? It was called The Mystery of Edwin Drood. Question 6, Charles Saatchi was married to which celebrity until their divorce in 2013? That's Nigella Lawson. We make her ice cream, her no-churn ice cream recipe, and variations of it. It's amazing. Question 7, which 3 acts had UK hits with The Devil Went Down to Georgia, Would I Lie to You, and My Boomerang Won't Come Back? So, The Devil Went Down to Georgia was by the Charlie Daniels Band. Would I Lie to You by Charles and Eddie, and My Boomerang Won't Come Back by Charlie Drake. Question 8. What was the name of the book written by Charles Darwin that explained the history of evolution, published in 1859? It was called On the Origins of the Species. Question 9. Which Charlie was created by Charles M. Schultz? That was Charlie Brown. Question 10. Which 3 actors starred in the movies Death Wish, Hot Shots, and The Great Dictator? It is Charles Bronson, Charlie Sheen, and Charlie Chaplin. Question 11. Which murderer associated himself with the Beatles song Helter Skelter? That was Charles Manson. Question 12. The 3 actresses that played Charlie's Angels on film in 2003, Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, and Lucy Liu. Question 13. Charles Dickens' portrait featured on the £10 English banknote until 2003. Question 14. The legendary jazz saxophonist Charlie Parker's nickname was Bird or Yardbird. And question 15. From the Charlie's Angels TV series, it was Kate Jackson, Jacqueline Smith, and Farrah Fawcett, or Farrah Majors, or Farrah Fawcett Majors, when she got married. I can't remember if she hyphenated or not. But yes, Farrah Fawcett, Kate Jackson, and Jacqueline Smith for 3 points. Now, the answer to the final countdown conundrum is regaining. Regaining for an extra 2 points. Tally up those scores then once more for the final time this evening for these quiz rounds. Before we go on to our game shows round, let's see how well you did. Let me know in the comments. Okay, yes, here we go. Some scores coming in then. So Ju has said the Brazilians got 16 points. Jodie's got 12 plus 2. The Donuts have scored 22, but terrible with the conundrums. Oh no. Or rather, I chose terrible conundrums, maybe. Mike and Merely got themselves 8 points. Good effort there. Jason says it's 16 plus 2 for Jace's faces. 19 for the not-so-golden oldies and the much younger Geraldine. Only minus 2 points on that one. Music question got conundrum right. Okay, all right, that's very good. Andy says that one defeated me. Been doing well on the conundrums tonight. Yes, very good. Okay, great stuff. Right, so that's the end of that round then. Let me take you now to our Survey Says question of the week. So we're looking for the top 6 answers. And your question is, and remember, for this question, you do need to guess in the comments. You're now working collectively as a team. Everyone that's viewing the quiz right now live, you are working as one collective team from now on. Your question is, what would a stage magician need to help them put on a show? What would a stage magician need to help them put on a show? 100 people were surveyed. You're looking for the top 6 answers. And let's see how quickly you can work out all 6 tonight, if indeed you can work out all 6. So start guessing in the comments and I'll reveal them as we go along, and we'll see how well you can do with this one. Right, so we've got Lisa saying a rabbit, several of you saying wands, glamorous assistants, good guesses here. Okay, so Lisa says rabbit. Let's go through them in some kind of order, shall we? Let's see then, where does this one go? Number 3. Rabbit comes in at number 3. Sue said magic wand. Geraldine's gone with magic wand as well, as has Jodie. I assume that's not just a typo. Andy said rabbit as well. So let's go. Yeah, so rabbit was number 3. Magic wand, whereabouts is that? That's the top answer. Top answer, very good. Let's have a look. What else have we got here? A hat. Andy said a hat. And as has Pete as well. Yep, okay, let's go with a hat. Where is a hat in the list? You need a magic hat, don't you? That's the second answer. What else have we got here then? An assistant. Several of you are saying assistant or glamorous assistant. Is that one in the list as well? That is number 6. Very good. Tony's gone with a dove. I mean, we've got a rabbit there. Is a dove there of some description? Let's have a look. No. Not there. What else have we got here? Let me scroll back through the answers. I think I saw a couple of others come in. Handkerchief. Right, Tony again has gone with handkerchief. Jodie's gone with coloured scarves. We'll class that as the same thing, I think, because they do often loop these together, don't they? So, that's number 5 in the list. You've got one more to find now. What else can we see? A saw. Or volunteers from the audience. Okay, so is a saw there. I've got Lisa saying saw, Pete saying saw. They do sometimes saw people in half for a trick, don't they? Is it there, though? Is it one of the top 6? It's not the missing answer. Let's see. A cloak? No, not there. Deck of cards is another one I'm seeing here. Andy says deck of cards. I think a couple of others have said that as well. Let's just check. Yes, Sue said cards as well. Okay, and now Jason's saying playing cards as well. Is that the missing answer? It is. That is the missing answer. You've got all 6 insanely quickly there, which is good because it means we will definitely have time, I think, to do all 3 brand new catchphrases I've got next. So that's it. You'll like this, but not a lot. Table. Yes, I'm sure lots of different magicians and famous quotes come into mind now. Brilliant. Yeah, some really good guesses there. Lots of others that are probably outside the top 6, but still there. I only had the top 6 on this particular grid. Other answers were, of course, there, but those were the top 6. So well done, everybody. Record time, I think, for that one. All right, well, let's go over now to catchphrase. So, I have 3 catchphrases for you. So, obviously, we'll do one at a time. And if you've not played along before, the way this works might sound a bit complicated at first. Let's get the wheel up there. Because we have to incorporate some kind of trivia. Otherwise, it's going to be all over far too quickly. So, I'm going to ask you a question from a random potluck trivial general knowledge round. Guess in the comments. As soon as I see somebody's got the correct answer, we will spin the wheel and reveal a square from the board. Behind those squares are a catchphrase clip, and you just need to work out what that is. If you don't work it out, we'll carry on with more trivia, revealing more squares, and until we work out what it is and somebody guesses it right. Okay? So feel free to guess away at any time, of course. Question number 1 for you then, to reveal the first square. Where in the human body are the smallest bones? Where in the human body are the smallest bones? Let me just sort my chat window out. So, where in the human body are the smallest bones? Let's spin the wheel. I can see the correct answer has cropped up numerous times now. Very well done if you said ear. That is the correct answer. Multiple people said ear. It's not your foot. There's other small bones there, but your ear. We're going to be removing number 8. So let's do that now for you. Number 8. Okay. Not much going on there, I don't think. You can see a little bit of Mr. Chips, but I don't know if you're going to work that one out in a hurry. I mean, if you do, fair enough, have a guess. Let's do another question. I'll keep an eye out on the chat, of course. The next question then is, what was the name of the Beano's most famous bear? What was the name of the Beano's most famous bear? If you're not from the UK, the Beano was a famous comic. Kids comic. I don't know. I don't think it's still going in any capacity. I'm sure it's not. Let's see. Right, I'm going to spin the wheel then. We have got some guesses in. We're going to be removing when the correct answer has been revealed. Number 7 this time, right next to it. The answer is Biffo the bear. Well done to Catherine and Tony. Very good. Biffo the bear is correct. Number 7 then. Okay. Seeing a little bit more of the picture now. Your next question, again, feel free to have a guess as well. Let's go to this one now. Which family of cowboys lived on the Ponderosa? Which family of cowboys lived on the Ponderosa? The family name, please. Catherine and Tony coming in to save the day again. Ants also had a guess. It is in Bonanza. The correct answer is the Cartwright family. So collectively, yeah, I mean, I could have given a bonus point for that, I suppose, if it were an actual quiz round we were doing. But Cartwright, well done to Catherine. Number 9, we're going to remove with the whole bottom row. Look at that. Okay, number 9. Yes, well done, Lisa. Cartwright's just in time there. You can actually see quite a lot of what's going on there now, I think. If you want to have a guess, feel free. Your next question. What name is given to the person who carries out instructions in a will? What name is given to the person who carries out instructions in a will? So have a guess at that question, or have a guess at the catchphrase if you think you can work it out. It is an executor. Well done. Let's spin the wheel. An executor of the will is the correct answer, and we're going to be removing... Oh, it just stopped on number 5. Right, okay. Number 5. Well done to Ant and Jason there. So there's Mr. Chips. What's happening? What is happening? The next question is... Which bank did Nick Leeson famously bring down? Which bank did Nick Leeson famously bring down? Jodie's had a guess at the catchphrase. Mic drop. It's good, but it's not right, I'm afraid. So the question was, which bank did Nick Leeson famously bring down? There was a movie about it as well. Yes, Jason's gone with Baring Brothers. Yeah, Baring. It's Baring's Bank. But I can also see we've had people guess all pumped up, and Juice says pumped up or feeling pumped. So Baring's Bank is the correct answer for that one, but I'll carry that over to the next round, okay? So that will still be valid, and we'll start the next one with a square missing, which is a good way to start. And the correct answer for the conundrum is indeed pumped up. So well done if you put that. Let's reveal the rest of the board. And you can see there, he is being pumped up before he goes on stage. I'll let it play one more time for you. There we go. All right, so let's cover this all back up again, and we will, now we've reset the board, the next one is ready to go. So we're gonna spin the wheel. Yes, yeah, round of applause, absolutely. Yes, I think well done everybody, good team effort there. So because Jason got Baring correct for that last one, let's spin the wheel and see which square we're going to remove straight away. And then we will carry on with the next question. So, number 2. I don't think this one's going to be particularly helpful, actually. No, I didn't think so. That's good. I didn't want it to be too helpful that early on. Right, next question then. In music, what does the term fortissimo mean? In music, what does the term fortissimo mean? I could give you multiple choice, but I won't. I'm going to see if you can work it out. I will give you multiple choice if it looks like nobody's getting it right. But for now, I won't. Fortissimo. Also because I know you're a clever bunch and you're bound to get this one right. So Jude, Catherine and Millie have immediately gone in the chat, and Tony now saying loud or very loud. Yes, that is the correct answer. It is very loud, specifically very loud, but I'll let you off with just loud, that's fine. Right, number one we're going to be revealing here. Square number one, let's see what's behind. Looks like the top of somebody's head. It's not very helpful yet, is it? No. So, next question then is, what is the name of the lake in Hyde Park? What is the name of the lake in Hyde Park? It's Ant's head. Is it? You might not think that when the whole window's revealed. Oh, Millie and Tony again, very quick with the answers. Serpentine has been submitted into the chat. Very well done. That is correct. And we are going to be removing... Millie's running club is named after it. Oh my goodness. What a coincidence. Number 4 then we're going to be revealing then. That's a Slumdog Millionaire connection to the answer for a quiz. Talked about that before, about how you come to know names of different things and how you learn random trivia. Right, yes, Serpentine. Well done, Tony as well, Lisa as well, getting the answer in there. So you can now see that character on the left, but what are they doing, I wonder? Have a guess if you think you know. By all means, do have a guess. Your next question: which person owned Necker Island, one of the Virgin Islands? Which person owns Necker Island, one of the Virgin Islands? That is the next question. See if anybody guesses that. Millie's gone with punch their lights out. And Jace has got the question right. It is Branson. Millie's also said Richard Branson. So there's Geraldine as well, Tony as well, Richard Branson. Yes, it is a Branson Island. Very good. But I can tell you, amazingly, the answer is punch his lights out. Let me just reveal the rest of the board for you. You can see what's going on. Very well done to Millie and Mike there for getting this one right. Look at this. Punching lights out. There you go. Very good. Oh, Andy, it's a good guess. Without seeing the rest of the picture, boxing clever. It's a good one, but no. It is punching their lights out or punching his lights out. Anything along those lines, absolutely fine. Well done. Let's go to the last one then. Smashing these ones out today. It reminds you of Celebrity Deathmatch, Jan says. I loved that series. Yes, that is brilliant. Yes, very funny clay animation show. I wonder if you could get away with it being made today. Probably not. Right, okay. Let me just make sure the next one's ready. Yes, it is. And your next question then. Where in America would you find Old Faithful? Where in America would you find Old Faithful? Oh, let's bring up a new wheel as well. Where would you find Old Faithful? Let's see who's going to get this one right in the chat. And I'm spinning that wheel. Lisa, you're bang on. It is, of course, Yellowstone. It is a geyser or geyser. How do they say it? I think it's geyser. Geyser or geyser. Again, it depends where you're from. Number 5. Let's reveal number 5 then, shall we? So, right in the middle, the centre square. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody got it right already, to be honest. The next question is, what does a paleontologist study? What does a paleontologist study? Now, you need to be careful with the way you word this one. The correct answer is is fossils or old bones. I could give you the point for that. I mean, typically, yes, dinosaur fossils. They don't study specifically dinosaurs, but they do study fossils, which are often dinosaur fossils. So yes, I think collectively you got the right answer there. If you've ever seen the Jurassic Park film, you'll have heard paleontologists talked about numerous times, and indeed played in that movie, in those movies. Number one. All right, number one. There we go. All right. On the ropes is good, but it's not right, I'm afraid. Catherine, thank you for the guess, but no. Headband's good again, but it's not right. Let's have a look. He's got his wires crossed, Millie says. Let's have a look. Is that the correct answer? Oh my goodness me. I cannot believe this. It's absolutely right. He has indeed got his wires crossed. Jason's in there as well, as I said it out loud. Yes, got his wires crossed. There's a look at that one again. Mr. Chips got his wires crossed. Millie and Jason, very well done. You guys, honestly, I think that's the quickest we've ever gone through those ones. I might have to start getting more as backups. We normally go to 9:30, just for the record, so you know. In general, the show normally takes an hour and a half, starting at 8 o'clock, finishing at 9:30 UK time. But that brings us to the end of the show, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. It's been a lot of fun, as always. Really great turnout tonight. We are back again, same time next week on Facebook Live. So please do come along again. Tell a friend, share the video, give it a positive like or emoji reaction if you haven't done so already. Facebook have recently changed how they support creators a little, which might mean that just by engaging with the videos more and engaging with my content more, I might start to make a little bit of pocket money from doing this on Facebook Live. Obviously, I'm very grateful for the Patreon support I get monthly anyway. If you wanted to be part of that club, you're more than welcome. More details on that in the link in the description, or you can message me and I can tell you about it. But in general, they're rewarding people now for just having high engagement on videos. So the more you guys do that, the more you help me out, and I really appreciate that. Yes, thank you for all the lovely messages. It's great to have a really good crowd again this evening. Facebook Live again next week. Patreon members, if you want to request a subject, I need some inspiration for next week, please do help me out. Drop me a message in the Patreon chat and tell me what kind of subjects you'd like me to do for next week, and I'll see what I can do for you. Absolutely no problem at all there. And then the week after that will be a Patreon quiz again. And I think that's about all I had to say tonight. But don't forget to follow me on other places across social media if you haven't already, particularly over on TikTok if you're feeling brave and trying something new. It's a lot of fun over there too. Sunday 26th of May, in-person quiz in Aberdeen. Yes, thank you. Chief Big Quiz Night in Secretary Millie there with the reminder of the date, because I'm always forgetting to tell you about these things. But my pub quiz at the King's Head and Bell in Abingdon. I'm there Thursdays and Sundays every week, so hosting the quiz nights there. I have done for many years. You are welcome to come along whenever you like. But we are having actual meetup, an official meetup there again, which is a Sunday 26th of May. The next day is a Monday. It's a bank holiday in the UK as well, so it's a really good one to come down to. It is a bank holiday, isn't it? I'm not going mad. It is bank holiday. The bingo jackpot alone will be massive. It always is on bank holidays. So yes, Lisa says she's trying to get her friends to participate. Yes, fantastic. All right. I think I've found another way I can get clips of this show to share across social media and get people to see what this is like. I've done like screenshots recently, but I really want to figure out ways for free to take clips from the show and share them easier across my other socials and in other groups to get people to see what the show's about without committing to the whole hour and a half in the first place. So hopefully that might help drum up a bit more interest too. Yes, it is a bank holiday weekend. Thank you. Okay. So 26th of May, that would be fantastic to see people there. If you want to come, let me know so I can save you a spot at our table. It'll be right next to where I host the quiz from, so you'll have a front row seat for all the fun that happens throughout the evening, and you might win something nice too. Cool. All right, that's me done. Thank you all again, and I guess I will see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.